Today's talk is about masterminding for success. Earlier, I spoke about the top 250 report that just came out, right? And so, in the NARP organization, I created something that's called the NARP icons. Okay, and so we mastermind. We spent 2 days putting together how the whole NARP icons was going to be for the future of the organization. Okay, some of you, the top 6 that were the 6 that were on that report, they got invitations to that NARP icons event. Okay, and this is where the elite, the best of the best, come together and they mastermind for half a day, exchanging ideas on what they do to be successful. Agents doing 200 transactions, 500 transactions a year. Agents doing, taking 500 short sales a year, or taking, 300 listings from builder business. Okay, so some of you have received this invite. It's going to be a powerful half day at the NARP convention. And so I'm personally calling the top 10 on that 250 list last week. I call them to invite them and make sure not only they're going to be at the convention, but that we're inviting them to the NARP icons. Okay, so in calling them, the number 2 person on that list is Marshall Carrasco, he closed 500 transactions last year. Okay, big numbers. So I'm telling him what we're doing. I've known Marshall for 12 or 13 years. I'm telling him what we're doing in regards to NARP icons, that I'm hosting the event, and that I was going to do a live, full-blown mastermind group up on stage. So I'm going to have 3 powerful agents with me, and I'm going to do a 30-minute session. So I'm inviting Marshall, because Marshall has been in many mastermind groups over the years, and so I'm inviting him out. Not only do I want him there, but I want him on stage with me, and we do a 30-minute live role play. Okay? I thought it was interesting what he said. He said the 2 most important things of my success over the 12 or 13 years was 2 things. Number 1, and most importantly, was mastermind groups, okay, over his career of real estate. And the number 2 is coaching, okay? 2 things, which is, for example, what I would like to see Nestor more involved in is in powerful mastermind groups, and number 2, powerful coaching. I've been in coaching for 13 years. Most of that time, I had 2 different coaches, right? One for the sales side, one for the business side. How to build the business, how to build my team, how to get to a higher production, okay? So what I'm telling you today is that mastermind groups are incredibly powerful, okay? Doesn't matter what level of production that you are in. Marshall spent time with people who were doing a large amount of business, and it influenced him to think bigger, okay? Because I remember Marshall from 12 years ago doing 40, 50, 60 transactions a year. And he grew over a 10-year period to 500 transactions a year. By the way, he's in the Reno market. He's just an hour flight away up in northern Nevada, okay? Now, if you're doing 25 to 30 transactions this year, and you create a mastermind group, or you get involved in a mastermind group, and you're doing it with agents that are doing 40, 50, 60, 75 transactions a year, do you think that this would influence you? Okay, you're on track to do 25 to 30 transactions. Do you think that would influence you to do bigger numbers? Okay, would it? Yes. Would it push you to do bigger numbers? Okay, causes to think, it pushes you, it drives you, you see that you can do it. Remember, what the mind can believe and conceive, it can achieve. You can believe it, okay, and you see somebody else doing it, okay? When you see somebody else doing bigger business, you dissect that business and you say, man, I could do that. It's not different from what I'm already doing. I just need to change a few things, okay? So you process it up here, you talk about it, you think about it, and then all of a sudden you start creating this belief system that you can do this. The moment you create a belief system, the transition starts happening, okay? There's no doubt about that. Your business starts changing. You start looking at things differently, okay? and business all of a sudden starts gravitating towards you, right? Because you're processing it, you're believing it, your belief system is there. All of a sudden, business starts gravitating towards you. It's a guarantee. Now, I've been in over 30 mastermind groups over 13 years. Let me share with you just a few of them. You know, typically we'll label what that mastermind group is. I had a mastermind group, Mastermind 100, and there was a goal to get to 100 closed transactions early on in my career. I had a mastermind group, which was NLP. It was all about sales skills, you know, being a better communicator and converting and closing and doing it in a very smooth way. Another mastermind group was an art mastermind group, okay? So for example, an art mastermind, we got, you know, 5 to 6 of the best leaders within the organization, and we get together, you know, every 3 or 4 months, and we spend 2 days brainstorming on how to take the organization to the next level. The top 250 report, you know, I originally did that here, took the idea to national, we brainstormed what it would look like, and it's now an incredible report that's all over the country. Okay, Wall Street Journal recognizes it. Zillow participates in it. Okay, so that was an NARP mastermind group. The NARP icons, it was an idea. It became something much bigger and will become much bigger over the years. REO mastermind group. When the market turned in 2007, 2008, and 90% of the sales here in Las Vegas and in many parts of the country were bank-owned properties, guess what? We created the REO Mastermind Group. I'm sure you could Google it. I'm sure it would pop up. 20 of the best agents in the country, 20 markets that were full of bank-owned properties. We created the REO Mastermind Group, and we would have calls every week. We'd get together every couple months. We'd go to conferences together. We'd mastermind on how to find business and who to find business from. And we created a tremendous amount of business, that group, that lasted a couple years. Okay? 20 agents, 20 cities. C21, I'm in a mastermind group with the top Century 21 brokers in the country. Masterminding how to take the business to a whole different level. Okay? Great ideas, things that we implement here from that mastermind group. The last mastermind group that I was in as an agent was a Think Big group. Okay? Think Big group, which was led by Mike Ferry, and it was 10 incredible agents doing incredible business. We'd get together once or twice a year. You know, we'd brainstorm for 1 or 2 days in regards to how to do a lot of business high level, how to build your net worth. The last thing that we talked about in that group before I pulled out, because I made a decision to be a broker, was how to take 750 listings in a 12-month period. So imagine that. What would the process be? How would you take all those listings? What would the staff look like? You know, what kind of support team would you have? Can you imagine taking 750 listings a year? Okay, so what is that? About 60, listings a month, right? Yep. Okay, can you imagine that? This is what Mastermind Groups is. It's thinking outside the box. It's pushing it, taking it to the next level. Okay, you can create your own mastermind group. Okay, let me give you some ideas of different groups. It could be anything, right? You create a mastermind group about door knocking, how to be more effective at knocking on doors, strategies, marketing strategies. When the person opens the door, okay, that's just one. 2 could be a prospecting mastermind group. It could be 50 a year transactions mastermind group, a group that is hungry to get to 50 closed transactions, and create a mastermind group there. Mastermind group should be $500,000, which is what, $500,000 mastermind group. How to get to $500,000 in sales a year, which is what Nestor and Noe should be doing right now in a mastermind group. Okay, so it could be a marketing mastermind group. So I'm prospecting really hard, which is what Nestor does, and you got your schedule down, you're working your database. Okay, maybe I wanted to be in a mastermind group where I'm on a marketing mastermind group and creating marketing ideas, okay, that may not cost me much, but we implement that will drive maybe 2 or 3 more listings a month to my business. Okay, it's whatever you want. Like-minded people doing the same or doing more business than what you're doing. Okay? That's one of the reasons we did the NARP icons, to find people that are doing 30 to 600, 700 transactions a year, and have these groups so that they can create, have a room of 200 people where they can create their own groups, create mastermind groups, and they don't have to go out and look. It's right there in that same room. Okay? Like-minded, doing the same or doing more. So here's some thoughts on how to create and participate in a mastermind group. So the first thing is, each group should have one person leading that mastermind group. One person should lead it, right? Setting up the conference calls, execution, the agenda, all that stuff, make sure everything is pushing forward. The second thing is, set a set time. Once a week, 30 minutes, whether it's in person, it's over the phone, doesn't matter. You're doing it 30 minutes once a week, okay? Make sure who you invite are like-minded, doing the same, doing more business than you are. Very important, right? If you're at 50 transactions, you want to grow to 75, 100, invite people that are doing 75 plus transactions. In many cases, they're not part of a mastermind group, okay? You could do these sessions in person, right? So if you are in a mastermind group and you're with some folks here in the office, you could do it right here. If they are out of state, well, then you're doing those conference calls every week, 30 minutes, okay? Find people, either one, in your office, or number two, outside of the market. You typically do not want to mastermind with people in your city, because in many cases, they're going to take those ideas of what you're doing, and they're not going to want to let you know what is creating their success, right? They're going to hold those ideas back. Next, the leader always takes charge on the call to make sure it stays powerful during those 30 minutes. If someone in the group doesn't show up 3 times, let them go. The group should be anywhere from 4 to 6 members in that group maximum. And the group should go anywhere from 6 months to 12 months max. Every mastermind group has an expiration date. You don't want it to ever go past 12 months. Okay? The group should get together maybe every quarter. So if you have a mastermind group and it's 3, 4, 5 powerful agents across the country, maybe in California, doesn't matter. You're getting together once a quarter and you're spending a whole day, talking about big level, big thinking, how to double your business, how to triple it, how to take it to the next level. Okay? Everyone in a group should bring value and not hold back on their successes. So in that group, you're bringing ideas, you're exchanging. You can't just be receiving that whole time. Why? Because if you don't bring value, then you shouldn't be part of that group. Lastly, keep a topic strong for 30 or 60 days that you talk about. For example, when we were talking about how to take 750 listings in 1 year, we were hot on that topic for a good 2 or 3 months. Okay? So 1 to 2 months, you might talk about something specific and stay on that subject for quite a while. Okay? Mastermind groups can change your life. They can make a big difference. Just like Marshall said, the number one thing that caused him to get to 500 transactions was mastermind groups. I know who's in his mastermind group right now. As a matter of fact, a very powerful agent in our marketplace, a good friend of mine for 13 years, is in his group, and 2 others out of California. And these guys are high-level thinking, right? They talk about it. They get together. They'll get together for a couple days. They'll hire speakers, right? They'll pay $5,000 or $10,000 to have somebody come speak to their group, to do, I don't know, whatever, high-level thinking for half a day, and they pay them so much money. Okay? It's a powerful mastermind group. So you want to take it to the next level. You want to think bigger. This will expose you to much bigger things. It will change your life. Make an effort to find people to add to your group, and this is always going to be the biggest challenge. Making the effort to go out, creating the group, inviting people, that is the toughest part of the mastermind group. If you make that effort, great things will happen. You can do this. Come see me if you have questions. Again, you have full broker support here. Let's make this happen. Thank you, guys.